If I'm playing second base and I'm going to ground ball to short, I should be right here, left foot on the back corner, waiting for the ball, for the feed. And then I can make my adjustments. If it's a bad throw, I can go, or what have you, up here. Most of the time they're arriving too late. So on coverage, and second base is still going to get in front of the bag if he's got coverage. Now here's what I did. I had a shortstop take it off for a couple of reasons. And I'll be honest with you, when I was with the Rockies, Don Baylor had Walt Weiss take them all when he was playing shortstop for him. Here's why. You can get caught up in this whole thing, okay, he's throwing it away, he might hit it over there. First off, you don't know where a pitcher is going to throw it, right? Second off, if a guy gets a base hit through the right side, if the second baseman's covering, and he gets a base hit through the right side, it's first and third. Done. If the shortstop's covering, and he hits it pretty hard through my vacated hole, there's a chance the left fielder can get to it, and he might have to hold up. So if you vacate this hole and there's a hit, you're done. It's first and third, right? If you vacate this hole, it's probably first and third if he gets through, but it might not be. Does that make sense?
But where do you want to put it with a man on first base? You want to go to that side.
That's what everybody's taught to do, so everybody should be shooting for that, right? So why not just leave second over there? Furthermore, in high school baseball, your shortstop should be your best infielder anyway. I want him, it's like football, get the ball in the hands of the guy who can make the plays as much as you can. I want my shortstop to handle the ball as much as I can. He should be your best athlete or best infielder, am I wrong? You know, especially high school. So I simplified. I just say, because I've been out there in pro ball where you're going back and forth, and okay, he's throwing it away here, you know, and then some of the times you screw yourself up. Some of the times the pitcher doesn't get it where he's supposed to. I want that hole blocked off. And everybody's taught to hit it that way. You made a great point. And that's what they're going to shoot for. You shouldn't. You should actually just hit a hard ground ball. But everybody tries to shoot it over there. I would just have the shortstop covered. But that's just me. You can do whatever you want. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. For those reasons.
Well, the other reason too, and if you give coverage to the shortstop all the time, your second baseman isn't going to be conflicted on a bunt. Mm-hmm. You know, so then they show bunt, and he's got coverage, and then he's two places at one time, and then guys don't even cover bags. So when you empower the shortstop with coverage all the time, you make life real easy for yourself.
One more thing on that. But you should teach a guy, if he's got coverage, so if you say the shortstop all the time, you have to take 2 steps in towards the plate before you break. Just in case. Now, you should be played over close enough to the bag where it's not a rush to get there. Okay? So then I look over, boom, he's going. I know he's going. And then it's 1, 2, boom, it's to the catcher, then I'm over. If he hits one, he's going to have to smoke it for me not to get it, right? Now, you know, if he hits a chopper or something, I'm going to go over and get it.
Or if he fakes steal.
Yeah, and we're going to get into some other stuff later.
Billy's point about coaching high school all the way down to 9-year-olds, across the board, they play too far away. And besides the fact that you don't want to hit a moving target, when you're far away and you hear a runner call, it's difficult to move in then over. You've got to start sprinting at the bag. And then you've already committed yourself and the holes get huge. So that narrowing down the start is actually shortens your range at the onset, but by the time he takes off, you have better range because you don't have to commit as quickly.
Mm-hmm. And let me just say that because you said something good. You'll find they play too far away, and in the corners, there's like a magnets in the bag. Every time you look up, a high school guy's just playing right by the bag at third or the first base. It's my contention more balls go through the holes for hits than down the line. But on a given day, you know, and this is where the wisdom of knowing baseball a little bit, and it is in rocket science. If I got a pitcher who doesn't throw hard and every right-handed hitter's wearing out that line, I got no problem with the guy on third base playing. But check sometimes and see, they're all hugging you got a hole here that you could drive a semi through, a hole over there you could drive a semi through, and nobody's peppering the lines too much unless it's a guy who's got something off speed or doesn't throw hard or, oh yeah, there might be a particular hitter. But pay attention, the first thing when you play defense as an infielder is I want to know how hitters react to my pitcher. You know, everything, oh, this guy's a pull hitter. Well, is he going to pull this guy going 97? Not happening. So the first thing in your mind would be, and you guys probably have seen your pitchers a lot, where does normally guys, right-handed hitters, hit this guy? If he's a lefty that doesn't throw hard, they may wear out this hole, and you'll make your adjustments. But think about the pitcher first, then start thinking about the hitters and what you think they can do. But in these tournaments, you don't know anybody from Adam anyway. You know what I mean? I mean, you see a guy for the first time, ooh, he looked like he pulled the ball. You know? I mean, and you can't really tell off one at bat. Maybe a little bit. Maybe a guy's really quick and he's really out in front. I would take a chance there. But what kills me is a guy, you know, you've been around some stuff in high school since I've been back messing with it. You know, guy go, hey, he hit it to you last time. Come on, man. Hey, he hit it to you last time. Yeah, okay. That drives me nuts. Most of the time, you're going to play straight up until something appears. You know what I mean? That you can get into overcoaching there. Guy pulled one in the gap last time, so we're going to play him. Well, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of other variables in there. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Mr. Billy, how far, like for you or at a higher level, how far away is your distance? I mean, obviously, I know that it's going to be through practice, knowing your shortstop and second base, and they're going to have to.
They're going to have to know.
They're going to have
Yeah.
to know. But
And
like
the
at a
only way
higher,
you
at a
can
higher
know-
level, how far away were you?
Well, I'm not going to be as far away as some of the other guys I was around that were a heck of a lot faster than me, but
Right.
if home plate was in there, and that's second, I probably wasn't much. I was about right in here.
Okay.
But I didn't have a lot of. I wasn't extremely quick. I got pretty close to it compared to some other guys. That's an individual thing.
Absolutely.
And the only way you can find out is if the guy ain't getting there.
Right.
You know, and that's a good one too, because I've had them where you're like, hey, you're not getting it. You got to play closer. Okay. And then same thing happens again, and you know. Trying to be funny, I guess, but I would say about 7 to 10 feet. I was.
Yeah.
And then, you know, you want to be on double play, you want to be in a little bit and over a little bit. I see all the time, they're way far away on double play.
While we're here, Billy, on routine 6-4-3, where do we want our second baseman? Do we want him coming back on the throw or crossing over back?
Well, you know,
Ideally.
the one thing you want to do, you want to get to the back of the bag with your left foot anchored on the back. It's not a timing thing. You don't want to try to time it where I'm stepping right as I catch the ball. I want to get anchored right here, and then it's very simple. Step with my right foot to the ball. Okay?
So you're coming forward with it.
Well, I never like to come forward too much unless it was from third, because from third the ball was in the air plenty of time, and I got a good read on it. And if it was a perfect throw, I could go, bam, and get across. Be honest with you, and I mean, and if the throw's over here, you know, it's a little up here, we're going to come across. But I kind of just like to straddle it. Because,
So throw right at the line.
well, no, I used the bag a lot as a brace, because I would get right in here if it was a good throw, and that bag was right in front of me, so he would hang his ass up on it if he came over real hard. It kind of hurt a little bit, and it almost was like a blocker for me. But I wasn't good enough to get real fancy. Like Sandy Alomar Sr. was my infield coach, and his son was he's a Hall of Famer. He was always on me, you got to come across on that and all that. I got to the point I started thinking about all that stuff, and then I'm coming across and the ball's over here and I'm reaching back. And I didn't really mind contact too much. Didn't really, you know, in a sick way. So I got to the point where I kind of just stepped and I was right here. But you want to stay away from here. I mean, you can even sometimes, if it's a good throw, step back. And getting too fancy, we would watch guys, and you all ain't going to deal with this, but we would watch guys in the pregame and see how they were turning a double play. Now, if they were showing us a bunch of different coming across, going over, you know, going over here, you know, you can't really do a whole lot. But if they did it the same way, if I saw a guy that came across every time, when you were coming in there, you didn't even look at his body. You slid right into that place where he would step right into you. So in the pregame, I would do all that just in case somebody was watching. And in the game, I just strapped, you know what I mean? I just kind of hung around the base. But I would come across on the throw from third. You can get a little bit too fancy with kids your age. If there's somebody that can do it, you know, I would say, hey, just let the ball take you wherever. You know, if it rides in, I'm going to come across, go get it there. It's all right foot to the ball. I just couldn't, you know, in a game, I'd be in my mind, I'm going to come across, and the throw's way out of here, and does that make sense?
Yeah, I think the key you're saying is to